Back on TYT Sports, Francis and JR. Jason is holding ground in New York. We were there for UFC 205. What an experience it was. I just stepped off the plane at 4 a.m., so I'm a few coffees deep.
Are you?
Already.
Have you picked up the New York fan mentality of anger no matter what?
Well, I was going to say that. Just like Odell Beckham Jr. came on the screen, they were showing all the celebrities, and they were cheering for Gordon Ramsay. I don't know what affiliation he has. I don't know what it is. And then Odell Beckham come on, and New York fans just started booing him. Most of them were Irish. I think most of them probably didn't know who he was, but they were still booing him.
Well, I don't never understood it. There's this character of each region fan, like this LA fan.
Yes.
Oh, they're flaky. They walk away. They leave. They don't actually root for their team, or they walk out. By the way, every fan does that when your team is losing.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been in multiple stadiums in multiple cities, and when their team is losing, people leave.
Yeah.
And that's a negative, right? So, but in New York, the fans, they're real. Oh, they'll boo you if they don't like it. They'll boo you. Why is this a good thing? And if they like you, they'll boo you too.
Exactly.
Why is that an attractive feature of this fan base? Anyway, I'm sorry, I had to get it off.
No, I understand, especially with the Odell Beckham. You know what I mean? It's like maybe I don't know. He's obviously scrutinized ridiculously with anything that he does. But I was like, he's a superstar athlete. Like he's a phenomenal player. I didn't expect it. But Jason just started laughing and went, "That's New York for you. That's what it is." But
there you go.
Let's get to obviously the main part of our clip. Turks are up first. JR, who you got?
Want me to go?
Yeah, go for it. Take us off.
We had some 9-6 bullshit.
So how are you spinning this into a positive? This is what I want to know.
This is obviously we know the 9-6 game was my Los Angeles Rams against those New York Jets. 9-6 was the final score. There was a touchdown scored despite the 6, but that's part of the madness. My Turk is anyone who watched this entire game. It was held in East Rutherford, so Jets fans mostly in attendance that sat through this game. I'm going to give myself part of it because I sat through about 3/4 of the game in pieces. I was watching it primarily. I was like, something has to happen. But let me tell you what actually happened. Every time either one of these teams got anywhere near the other team's goal line, and I'm saying within the 20, I'm going to give them the 25. I know the red zone is the 20. I'm going to tell you what happened. And people watch this. This is the beginning of the game. The Rams get down to the New York Jets 1 yard line. They call it the 1 yard line because they can't call it the 1 inch line because it actually was on the inch. If Cunningham had actually reached the ball over the pylon in his previous play, they would have scored a touchdown. But he said, I'll protect the ball, get knocked out at the 1, it'll be fine. They proceed to go in the next 3 plays. Cunningham up the middle, no gain. Case Keenum short pass to Kendricks, no gain, incomplete. No, pass is short. It's just no gain for a pass. After that, Keenum incomplete to Cunningham. They kick the field goal. That's the yellow is in the red zone. The orange are the negative plays. And after that, punt. Both teams. Jets get down to the Ram 5 yard line. They actually score a touchdown. We're going to get past all that, but they scored a touchdown. Missed the extra point because that's a professional football team for you. Punt. Another page. Punt. All this is between the 40 and the 40. They can't get away from midfield. After that, the Rams, Case Keenum short pass to Tavon Austin. Oh, my God, he gets to the Jets 7 yard line. They're in business. Oh, my God, we're going to go up, right? Todd Gurley up the middle, negative 2 yards. Keenum, short, quick pass to Todd Gurley. 10-yard pass interference, offensive pass interference on the Rams, 10 yards back. Case Keenum sacked at the Jets 20 for -1. Case Keenum pass incomplete. Field goal. Punt. After that comes Case Keenum pass to 10-yard pass to Cooper. He's down to the Jets 20. That's just barely in the red zone. Am I right? Gurley up the middle, 4 yards. Oh, my God, they're at the 16. Shotgun, incomplete to Tavon Austin. Shotgun, incomplete to Cunningham. Field goal, 34-yard field goal. Punt. Lastly, the only reason I'm taking this long to do it is because I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes of the madness of that 3 hours that I had to sit through. Lastly, 2-minute warning. Oh, my gosh. Shotgun. These are the Jets with the ball now.
Yeah.
Pass over the middle. Intercepted. Game over. That was the exciting parts of the game. You know what the stat that they gave when the Jeff Fisher was walking off the field? This is the first time ever the Rams have won a game 9-6 in franchise history. so. I don't give a fuck. Actually, you know what? I'm glad you put that stat up so I can say, oh yeah, that's what I figured that.
I would never condemn fans for leaving. Like, I think that it doesn't mean that you're not supporting them to the death. Sometimes games are awful. I thought it was going to take a lot to top the Rams NFL season opener as one of the worst games I've ever watched. But this did it.
Yeah, they're working on it. It's a goal.
And when you put it in the email we send over our Turks and Jerks beforehand, I was thinking, how is he possibly turning this into a positive? And you did it. You did it successfully. The fans who persevered with their eyes bleeding were able to make it through. My jerk is on the complete polar opposite of this. So far polar opposite, right? Really? So I was toying with the idea as what I was going to go with. It's more of a broader Turk in general. I was going with the 2015 NFL draft to start with because Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota had phenomenal weeks in the NFL in comparison to the 2016 draft, should I say, with Goff, who is just, I don't know where he is, and Wentz, who's, he's okay. But Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota shown themselves to be phenomenal quarterbacks going forward. Yeah. Jameis Winston retreated like 35 yards against the Bears and was able to evade, 3 or 4 of them before throwing a 37-yard pass. Phenomenal. But they don't get my Turks simply because what you said is I managed to watch the Jets game and it hurt me to my very soul. But the Cowboys and the Steelers, the Turk for me is fun football. A reminder of how fun football can be. Because this season, look at the ratings, they're down. The games are not as enjoyable this year. I thought I started to see signs of this last year. When defensive teams are getting better and teams are becoming more frustrated and trying to find new ways to score, and you have to result in people going for a ridiculous amount of 2-point conversions for whatever reason possible. I'm sure Jayar will get to that on the jerk. But it's just a reminder of how fun this game can be when you have stuff that's so unpredictable and you have 3 changing leads in the final quarter, 3 touchdowns that change the leads, and then you have a newly drafted running back who is just continuing everything that he did so well in college into the NFL. Now, that is partly owed to the fact that he has the best offensive line in the league. The Cowboys' offensive line is remarkable. He's starting like 10, 15 yards back from the snap, and you think to yourself, like, he's given himself such a disadvantage, but it's so that he's able to pick up that running power and just bombard himself through any sort of defensive line, and I think that he's thriving with their offensive line, but in general, that was a fun game, a reminder of what the sport can be about when it's so unpredictable, when you have just such a strange sequence of events towards the end, and it hooked me back into the sport already.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's good, even because people may think, oh, Cowboys fans are so excited now. But you know what? It fuels it. Whenever there's a team, it's always been called, not always, but in my general lifetime, America's team. And I never really got that. But that fuels people that love the Cowboys, and it fuels people who hate the Cowboys to say, okay, America's team, I dare you. I know there's tons of people who, like, as this team performs week in and week out, are like, I hate these guys.
Yeah, of course.
But that fuels people to watch, and it gets people wanting their team to play them, and I bet you we'll knock them off. I bet Dak can't stop this.
Yeah, of course.
We'll see what happens. I like that. This is going to be fun.
The Cowboys are an easy team to hate. I mean, they give you a lot of reason. The ownership, the way they carry themselves, some of their signings in the past. But I think that when you look at what's going on with a new quarterback that's coming in, first of all, I'll just mention it here because it's not going to make my jerk anyway, but stop panning the camera to Tony Romo every time Dak Prescott does something good. You're not going to get your meme. You're not going to get your crying Romo meme to take
like
over
Jordan.
to take over Jordan. Like, he's not. The guy is an experienced veteran. He's not going to suddenly put his head in his hands because a quarterback that's stepping in for him because he's been injured for the 4th time in the last 4 years.
And this hasn't happened. This has happened before.
Yeah, this has happened before. Like, we understand this is what happened. It's when the playoffs that it's really going to see whether Dak Prescott has the minerals to be able to get this thing done. But at the moment, he looks fantastic. He's making adjustments on his own. He's running plays. He's running the ball. He's throwing it. He's utilizing all the weapons that he has, and he's being given the leverage to do this because, again, his offensive line are phenomenal. So a couple of quick stats for Zeke Elliot. He finished with 114 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, both in the final 2 minutes to go with an 83-yard receiving score that made the Cowboys go on, obviously, to win it. So fun football wins for me. That's where I take it from the Turk. And anti-fun football, but I would say the loyalty of the fans wins for you, I would say.
I think this is a stark difference between you and me. Even on the Turk, I'm the one that's curmudgeon. I'm the Grinch. It's officially maybe Christmas season now, so I'm the Grinch. It's fine. Even my positive has a big tone of negativity involved. It's okay.
But it's expected. This is what happens. So it's games like this that drive the ratings back up. But unfortunately, the games like you mentioned there between the Jets and the Rams have been far too common, I think, this year so far. So we need more games that's a little bit more unpredictable. But stay tuned for the Jerks coming up and come back to IT Sports.